and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making japchae, which is stir-fried noodles with vegetables. You'll need sweet potato starch noodles, an onion, carrots, wood ear mushrooms, black oyster mushrooms, baby bella mushrooms, spinach, soy sauce, sesame oil, sugar, minced garlic, and black pepper. So the first step that we're going to do is soaking our noodles in warm water for 10 minutes. While we're waiting for them to finish, we're going to start working on our vegetables. After putting plenty of water, make sure that none of the noodles are sticking to each other, so just gently brush it. While we're waiting for our noodles, let's work on our vegetables. First, we're going to cut up the onion. So just cut it in half. After you've cut it in half, make sure to cut them sideways in medium thickness. Now when cutting your carrots, you're going to want to cut it into thirds. So make sure they're as even as possible. This size is about a good enough size. Now cut them in half and cut them thinly. If you cut them this size, they're a bit too thick, so make sure to cut them in half again. For the wood ear mushrooms, you don't have to do anything to them. You can just throw them in with the noodles. For the black oyster mushrooms, you want to tear them from each other, and for the big ones, you can either cut them in half or into thirds, depending on their size. For the baby bella mushrooms, you're going to want to cut them into medium size. So next we're going to work on our spinach, and the only thing we're going to do with this is we're just going to cut them in half. Next, let's cook our vegetables. Turn the stove to medium-high. Wait for it to heat up just a little bit. Then you're going to want to throw your 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil into the pan. The first ingredient that you're going to want to cook are the onions. Next, throw in your carrots. Next, let's throw in our mushrooms. After you've thrown in your mushrooms, turn up the temperature to high. Once the mushrooms look like they've cooked, throw in your spinach. Now that it's cooked, let's move it to the side. Okay, now we're going to make our sauce. So you're going to need 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now we're going to mix this well until all the sugar dissolves. Now it's time to cook our noodles. First, go drain your noodles and then Turn the stove up to temperature high. Then pour 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now let's add our noodles. Now, after the noodles have cooked for a little while, we're going to put half of our sauce in. And we're going to mix it together. After you can mix the sauce into the noodles, we're going to add our vegetables. Mix that together. And now we're going to add the rest of the sauce. Make sure to mix everything as best as you possibly can. After that, turn your temperature down to medium-high. Then we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Mix it around. And then we're going to add our sesame seeds. Make sure to sprinkle them around as best as you can. Now that it's done, let's plate it. This is a traditional dish in Korea where you bring to parties or gatherings, but you can have it whenever. Now that it's done, let's try it. This is a great dish that you can make at home, and I think it's very delicious, so you should try it. Thank you for watching.